deep in the heart of Central Texas. It's the Best of the Outdoors podcast, brought to you by Texas Fishing Game Magazine, the voice of the Texas outdoor nation. I'm your humble host, Dustin Warncke, and I just had to do one more podcast around SHOT Show 2018 because there were so many cool things to see the last day that I was there. Friday of this past week, so I'm going to push this out there. Today's Tuesday, on a Tuesday. If nobody gets a song reference, sorry. But really having fun with doing this show, and just wanted to give you guys some more content and some more things to mull around as you think of the hunting and shooting sports going forward, and whatever you do, whether you bird hunt or you're a big game hunter like I am, or you turkey hunt, whatever the case may be. There's a lot going on in the outdoor industry, innovation and value and all kinds of different things that are kind of setting the pace for what's going on out there. So one of the companies I noticed in one of my first meetings of Friday was Allegiance Ammunition. They are based somewhere in the Northeast, I think, Virginia, state of Virginia. They're based out of, and they have developed a lot of really cool ammunition for rifles and pistols over the years. And one of the things that they're new about this year is the 7.62x39, which shoots at an SKS or an AK-47 or a variety of other rifles that are Eastern made, and then some that are American made. Obviously, there's an AK made in America now. And anyway, they've really taken this round to new levels. They have a 123 grain, which is common. They have a 140 grain, which is less common, and then a 200 grain. And basically what they did is put that in all their different power strikes, 123 grain. The one strike is 140 grain, and the silent strike is 200 grain. And I'd love to get Jeff on the podcast one time. I've talked to him. He's the owner of this company with Dr. Carolyn Payne, and they basically go to these shows together, NRA last year and the year before that, as well as SHOT Show the last couple of years that I met them there. And they're just a fantastic group of folks to talk to about ammunition. They have silent strike, one strike, power strike, and hog strike. And the hog strike really interests me for Texas, especially what they're doing with the 7.62x39, because it's on par with the 300 Blackout, which is obviously the really cool rifle for the AR-15, rifle caliber for the AR-15 that does a lot of really cool things. Shooting subsonically and so on and so forth. So they've done this in a 7.62x39, which I don't think's been done before, a 200 grain version of that in production for the silent strike. So you want to run subsonic with ammo like that, which is why you shoot a heavier grain. And really excited about what they're up to with that, and obviously all their other different ammunitions. They really make performance-based ammunition for self-defense, for hunting, for all those kind of things. They're a specialty cartridge company that gets into the nuts and bolts of suppressed shooting, full auto suppressed shooting, as well as the common things that you would find for a hunting bolt action gun and so on and so forth. I talked about this on the show before. Allegiance makes the when I did the NRA show, they make the 110 grain 223 that they say hits like a 308. It has the impact of a 308 because it's such a heavy bullet traveling at such velocity. So I really want to order a box of those and check that out myself. I've been meaning to do that for a while, but I think I'm going to call Jeff and do that, because now that I've got two SKSs, I don't have an AK yet, but I've got two SKSs, and I hunt with those sometimes. And one's kind of built for performance shooting, and one's built for hunting. And fantastic round. The only round I know that ever comes close to that is a Wolf 154 grain and 7.62x54 rim. And as far as commercial foreign ammunition, I think that is the heaviest it gets. But a 200 grain, man, that's got to pack a heck of a punch, especially in a suppressed rifle, whether that be a suppressed AK, suppressed 7.62x39 in AR, or suppressed SKS. So anyway, definitely some things to think about there. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up. But they've got a lot of different ammunition. I'll put this new release thing that I took in the show notes. I also got some of their ballistic gel pictures of their ballistic gel in action, and seeing how one of their bullets fragments, how their ammunition performs. Got a couple of different pictures of that I will show on the show notes as well. If you check those out at fishgame.com or the bestoftheoutdoors.podbean.com, you'll get to see the pictures. So if you don't see them through your podcast player, you can see them that way. All right, moving right along, Arctic ice. It's 2 C's in Arctic and 1 C in ice. I messed up on that the first time I met this company. Fished with this company, talked about them in my Saltwater Marsh podcast that I did a few episodes ago. Arctic ice basically makes a hard case ice solution, so you don't have to use as much ice, so you can use this in the place of ice, and you can use 3 different types of Arctic ice that they make. Chill and brew, which is obviously for keeping things really cold, like your beer, your sodas, and so on and so forth. Kind of the name implies that. Alaskan series and Tundra series are the other 2, and I'm not 100% schooled up on this. I will be once I own a pair of these or a set of these in the future, but I know they come with a lifetime guarantee unless you puncture them and somehow try to damage them on purpose. But they're really a hard case solution for ice. I mean, just think of blue ice, but in a hard pack. And they really are popular with especially guys like me that own an Extreme Cooler. I own a Frio. My dad owns the South Jetty. Friends of mine own Yetis, whatever Extreme Cooler you're into. They basically keep ice really long time, or they keep ice in a format that you don't have to use as much ice, or they replace ice, such as in the case I've talked about with deer processing. You don't want to have stuff, your meat, soaking around in ice water for days and days on end. This is a dry solution to keep your meat cold, but to keep your meat drier than with traditional ice. So it can work in tandem with ice. It can replace ice. I mean, it's just fantastic. These things are durable as nails, and really come, like I say, with a lifetime guarantee, warranty, and really, really impressed with these guys. So had the chance to meet with the marketing guys that handle their stuff, and made a pretty good presentation, and really got to learn more about their product and the marketing and the tools. You can find these starting now at a lot of the major outdoor retail stores, as well as online, and I will try to put that website in the show notes. If not, you can just type it in and find it. But Arctic Ice with 2 C's, ARCTIC ICE. So just wanted to shout out to those guys again, because they make a fantastic product, and I cannot wait to get some myself to use for hunting and fishing both. So many things that we do in the outdoors, guys, those of you guys that listen to this podcast, that require us to use, ice packs or ice or milk jugs. A lot of people use and that kind of stuff. This is just a lot cleaner and a lot more simple solution to the other stuff that a lot of us try and kind of do on the cheap. These things are worth the money. They're worthwhile to keep your stuff nice and cold and dry, and especially if you're packing sandwiches away or something in Ziplocs that you don't want to get wet. Fantastic solution. So I want to definitely give a good shout out to Arctic Ice. Okay, moving right along. I'm going on my phone here to see all the different stuff. I'll put pictures of those in the show notes as well. Also wanted to check out on the optics side, Barska Optics. Really cool stuff. They've got red dots, they've got standard scopes, they've got a bunch of spotting scopes, they got a wide variety of different optic solutions for you. Relatively very high quality, and lots of different SKUs for sure. If you're into checking out Optics Planet or someplace like that online for your retail optics, obviously retail stores carry them. And Barska's been a name that's been around for a long time. They definitely have a wide variety. I've got a picture, I'm going to put it in the show notes, of some red dots that they have. They also have, like I say, a wide variety of long range, short range scopes, compact scopes, and like I say, range spotting scopes you use at the range, and so on and so forth. They've got a lot of stuff at their booth, and I was really impressed with their setup and the design that they have for a lot of their products that they engineer. And they're based here in the U.S., but they get their scopes and everything like that manufactured overseas. But I've used some optics from Barska in the past. Obviously, a lot of retailers carry them, and I've had really good luck with them so far. And really, I wanted to give a shout out because I stopped by and met with them and had a good meeting, and really look forward to doing some more stuff with them. All right. Next up was Winchester Ammunition, and my goodness, do these guys have a heck of a catalog. I picked up one of their main catalogs that have all kinds of the Winchester ammunition, the new stuff that's in, and one of the things they're well known for this year is the Deer Season Copper Impact XP. That's new for this year. Basically a copper bullet with a large diameter polymer tip for rapid expansion on impact. Engineered hollow point cavity for optimal terminal performance. Copper impact bullet utilizes a red reinforced polymer tip providing differentiation from the standard deer season XP loads. So I just kind of read a couple of things that they had in the catalog about this. I mean, I checked it out at the show. I mean, it really looks cool. And really looking at the pictures of it in their magazine or in their catalog they've got here, I mean, that looks like it would do a lot of damage to a whitetail, which is what you want out of a good bullet. Obviously expansion, obviously shock, that you want to get out of a good quality bullet, and I definitely want to check some of those out. They also have the extended range bismuth shotgun loads, and those come in 12 gauge, 3-inch length of shell, and 5-shot, number 5-shot, I should say. Shot size is 5, and really cool ammunition there because it's a multi-use lead-free product, shot lock technology, which is proprietary to Winchester, bismuth shot, twice the number of pellets in a 20-inch circle at 60 yards. Sorry, I'm looking here. Versus standard lead loads. So they definitely have done something here, especially for ducks and turkey and geese and upland birds and stuff like that. If you want to really get into some heavy duty shotgun shells, the extended range bismuth. So also ran into their super suppressed loads, which is that comes in a wide variety of calibers: 300 blackout, 308 Winchester, 9mm Luger, 45 auto, 45 ACP, I guess I should say, 22 long rifle, and 22 WMR. That's really cool. I mean, they've come out with subsonic for reduced noise, optimized for suppressor use, obviously, and then consistent accuracy, which is something that a lot of suppressed loads can't say. But I was really impressed with what they had available there at their booth and what they were showing off. And they also had the Winchester Hybrid X polymer tip, copper jacketed segment lead core, and hybrid bullet design. These are the really cool new. They look like they're somewhat fragmented bullets. They kind of have dimples on the sides, and then a dimple in the middle, kind of a hollow point in the middle. And they are really built for performance. And it says right here, the cutting-edge bullet design of the Winchester Hybrid X represents the next generation of personal defense technology. The revolutionary polymer tip sits atop a copper-jacketed fragmenting lead base. The polymer tip delivers initial impact force, allowing the fragmenting core to deliver massive energy transfer. Through innovation and in design, Hybrid X redefines personal protection. So really cool there. And I wanted to go back real quick to the Deer Season XP Copper Impact I talked about, which is new for 2018. Those are available for 243, 270, 30-06, 300 Win Mag, and 308 Winchester. So I've got a 308 Winchester that I'd like to try that out in. So just some different things there. They also have Deer Season XP rifle ammunition, which is the lead alternative to the polymer tipped copper impact that I talked about, and that comes in a 25-06 Remington or 450 Bushmaster, and I'm sure that comes in other loads as well, or other calibers as well. That's just what they have this new for 2018. They have deer slugs. We don't use those a lot in Texas. USA Forge 50-round packs of the USA Forge is their new line of target ammunitions, steel shell case, brass jacketed lead core, FMJ bullets, non-corrosive boxer primers for long storage life, clean burning powder for less barrel fouling. So that's some really cool stuff they have there. The Winchester World War II Victory Series is another thing that they've got out. And that's another good ammunition that kind of mimics World War II style ammunition, which is really cool. And then they have a whole variety of all kinds of other stuff. So if you've not checked out Winchester Ammunition, obviously they're a huge name. They're a company we want to work together more with the magazine, and really enjoyed their stuff. I've shot Winchester Ammunition. It's funny, I have a Remington 742 that likes Winchester ammunition, and my dad has a Winchester that likes Remington ammunition. So it's kind of funny. When I first got into guns, that's what I found, is a lot of guns, prefer different brands, different loads, different powders, and that's when I got into hand loading stuff, or having folks hand load for me. But Winchester Ammunition, obviously you can pick that up at any one of your favorite sporting goods stores. They just have some really innovative stuff that they're into for mass production ammunition companies, and I really like how they've gotten more into the specialty markets, especially niches. That's a theme I've seen in the show as well. That's very very common, is bigger companies like Winchester getting involved in some of these smaller niche categories of performance shooting, or certain types of hunting. and so on there. So love their stuff, and it's kind of becoming an ammunition podcast quickly because I've talked about a couple of ammo companies on here, and really I see so many innovations in that world of shooting, and really excited to see some of the innovations some of these companies are coming out with for personal defense and so on and so forth. So obviously hunting and all those things that we do in the outdoors. So I also ran into Lansky Sharpeners. Really have a lot of reverence for this company and what they do. They make a wide variety of different sharpeners for your knives. The new one that I just reviewed that's going to go live on fishgame.com and print in the magazine pretty soon is a Texas Tester review on the Lansky QuadSharp. And I'm looking at one of them on Cabela's.com right now in front of my home computer. And it's like $14.99. I mean, it's a fantastic price point. And basically, it has rugged metal construction, built-in ceramic polishing bench stone for after you sharpen through the coarse carbide blades. It's got a little hole. You can put the thing on your key ring. You can put it on your belt clip. You can put it on a lanyard or another holder like that to basically keep it close by. But I really like this thing. It sharpens at a 17 degree, 20 degree, 25 degree, and 30 degree angle. And so it pretty much covers a gamut on just about any sharpening angle you can use it for. If you want to sharpen an axe, you've got an option to do that. If you want to sharpen a knife, if you want to sharpen anything in between there, those pretty much have most of the angles that you need to sharpen at covered, and it sharpens at a perfect angle. And then, like I say, it's got a little bench stone, ceramic polishing bench stone that you can use for it. And really wanted to give a big shout out to them. That's their new product from last year that I'm just getting in the magazine and in the podcast and in the website is now, as we're having more room for it. And but I really want to give a shout out if you're looking for a good stocking stuffer for somebody for their birthday, if you're looking for something for yourself, for the hunter in your life, you being you yourself or whatever. It's pretty cool, a little invention to get your hands on, and it's so small it'll fit in the pocket. If you just any major pants pocket or shirt pocket or coat pocket or anything, it's real comfortable to hold. It's metal construction, so it'll be a little heavy, but it'll get the job done for sure. So I wanted to definitely shout out to Lansky for their QuadSharp stuff. One more ammunition company that I ran into on Friday that I had to bring up is this kind of ammunition and optics and ice, Arctic Ice podcast here, but really wanted to close this out with Black Hills Ammunition. There's so many different ammo companies out there. I get that, and I know I'm covering a lot here on the podcast, but the nice thing about that is we have a lot of options, and you can find one that suits your lifestyle the best. If it's personal protection, if it's hunting, if it is target shooting, so on and so forth, they're all good. I mean, and that's why I wanted to bring a couple to you for your consideration, because whether you're shooting Winchester or Allegiance or whatever the case may be, Black Hills, so on and so forth, they're really solid companies out there. And obviously, Black Hills has advertised with us for a while if you follow any of our special sections. And they have new rifle ammunition, new pistol ammunition that is custom loaded in their own factory, as well as honey badger ammunition, which is kind of built for protection. And it's a new line of ammunition that does not have hollow points. Honey Badger does not need hollow points. It does not depend on them for performance. Honey Badgers work every time, and like their namesake, they just don't care about normal limitations. So that's what they say about that. Obviously, factory remanufactured ammunition, that is one thing that Black Hills carries, and then Black Hills Gold ammunition. And so they've got a few different lines. Obviously, also their authentic cowboy action ammunition, which is what I always knew Black Hills for. Before I even got into working with them as an advertiser, I knew them as kind of the cowboy action ammunition that you would get for your revolvers and your lever actions and your old West guns, if you will. And so there's a lot of fun stuff there to check out at Black Hills Ammunition's website. So I'm going to put all these in the show notes so you can check out the names and just Google them and find out what you need there if you're interested in checking any of these out further. There has just been so much to cover with this show, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to do something like this for ICAST, too, for you fishermen out there that are into fresher salt water and have interviews and that kind of stuff like we did on this series. Can't thank you enough for listening. If you listen to all 6 podcasts that are SHOT Show related, from the opening to to this closing one. I thank you so much for doing so, and was there for 5 days. First day Ranger Day, the next 4 days were all exhibit hall stuff and a lot of meetings, a lot of things really going well, and I'm excited to bring you some more things for the Texas Fishing Game audience. And the best of the outdoors audience, and just to have the chance to share this with you is just $1,000,000 to me, because it was cathartic for me to do this show. I hope you get a lot out of listening to it. I heard from a listener the other day that really enjoyed what we had to do and what we have to cover on every show, and listen to this show on his way into his job in Houston. So he's got an hour commute each way, so that really makes me feel great. If you would like to say something, leave us a review on iTunes. Please leave us a 5-star review so other people can find our show. That would help us out tremendously. Please like us on Facebook, fishgame.com, and then you can like us on Facebook that way, or you can head on over to Facebook and like us. Just search for Texas Fishing Game. You can find me, Dustin Warncke, Warncke. I use my full name, Dustin Von Warncke, on Facebook. You can connect with me there. Send me a text, send me a Facebook message, whatever the case may be. And then I have my own personal website, dustinsprojects.com. That's dustinsprojects.com, all one word, and you can send me a note through there, or see whatever else I'm up to. I've got a new March article coming out. I'm not going to tell you what it's about yet, but I don't think I've mentioned it on the show yet, but I've got a really cool one coming out then, and I have one on in April that I really think you're going to like too, that I just finished work on. I've got to get a picture and submit that, and then I submit my fishing reports as well, so there's always something going on in Dustin's lives. But I just love doing this show, and I just can't thank you guys enough for listening. Back on my home microphone, and you can probably tell a sound difference from my Yeti microphone, so Yeti Blue that I use. And just thanks a lot for watching, reading, and listening. Have an awesome day in the outdoors. We'll see you next time.